Start by going to the official company website. Log in and navigate to careers. Select that, select apply here. Wait for it to load. After it is done, you're going to accept the cookies. Then you scroll down and look for the specific job that you want to apply for. And then from there, you're going to click the job. It's going to load. You wait for it. And you read through the job description and everything. Then you click apply manually. I prefer to apply manually so that I have more information that I can personally put for myself rather than using information that I've used for another job application. So after creating an account using your email, we're going to the application itself. Now, from here, I recommend that you go to the nearest branch that you want to apply to. Ask one of the employees to endorse you or anything. I said that on my TikTok. So you're going to put in the names and everything, and then you do the application using the information. From here, it's pretty straightforward. You're going to type in the employee's name and then fill in the information here. Then after their information, you're going to start putting your information. This is a very straightforward step-by-step process. Just write your names, surname, basically your information. We're getting to the most important part. I advise that you look at where the job advertisement is being advertised, and the address that you're going to put here should be the address nearest to where you say where you live, because the chances of your application to be successful is directly linked to where you say you live. Then from there, if you have job experience, you're going to put in the job, you're going to fill in the information with where you used to work. It's pretty straightforward. If you do not know any addresses of where you live, I recommend that you go to Google Maps or you Google itself, you search residential areas around this place, or go to ChatGPT, search residential areas around this place. They're going to give you a list of addresses. You choose a random address and claim that that is where you live, and then use that address on your CV and then apply. From here, your job description, as you see, I will be taking the easiest way out. I just go to ChatGPT. Normally, ChatGPT already knows about my personal life, so I just tell it to give me a job description of a specific job that I did. If ChatGPT doesn't know, give it a brief information or what is it that you do or what you did, and then it should write you a rough sketch like this on what you did. But then, because this is a job application, I'm telling it to write me a brief, straightforward description for a job application, or what the advertiser of this job would want to see. So ChatGPT will then give me basically what I have to write on the job description on the company website they're applying. So basically what I do here is copy all this information and go and paste it on the company website. That should be enough. But then I advise that you read the whole thing to be sure that it is humanized. It's not just an AI. Then you proceed. From here, we get to your education information. There's your school, your university, field of study, everything. You fill in the information. As for the overall results, I just said 3.4 GPA. I don't even know what that means, but I've heard it in the movies, so that's what I put. Then from when you started studying up until your last year of studying. You can copy that style. Didn't really affect the application itself, but try to be semi-truthful as possible. And then you're gonna add all of the other information there. If you have any certifications, you add it there. If it is a sales job or marketing jobs, there is digital marketing certifications or other short courses that you might have done related to the job or the skill or the qualification. That's where you edit all of it. It may help to, for your application to be the most favorable one. We don't know, but we move. So fill in the rest of the information and move forward. There's the skills, your languages, and everything. When we get to the skills area, I would recommend that you add the skills that are most related to the job that is being advertised. If you don't know any skills related to the jobs that is being advertised, I would also recommend that you go back to ChatGPT or any AI of your choice. You ask it skills that are related to that job, and then you're gonna list all of those skills. Could be all of them or most of them, but you list all of those skills on the under the skills area specifically for that job. Then you're gonna attach your CV. Your CV, I would recommend that it is only 2 pages or 1 page. The reason I'm choosing 1 page or 2 pages is that out of all the applications that I've done, the only CVs that have been most successful are either 1 or 2 pages long. So if you have any social networks that you would like to link, this is where you write in your URL. Then you move on. Because this particular job advertisement, this talent pool that we are applying for, this is a sales job. When we get to the skills, you'll see in a second. When I'm listing the skills that I can do, or the skills that I did in my past job, as you can see, I'm spamming as much as possible of skills that I think are relevant to the job, because I think the more skills that are related to the specific job that you're supposedly going to do on the job when you get hired, the better. I mean, there's no limit on the thing, so just put as many as possible. Then you click save and submit. Then this is where you can play around with your numbers, but I would highly recommend that you check the average salary of a person that does this job that you'll be applying for. You don't just exaggerate your numbers, or you put a number that is too low for the average salary for this job that you're applying for. So as you can see, the current salary I just said 8,000. The expected salary is 14,000. That should be a good enough number for the role. Then you move forward, you fill in the information. Now, when you get to this section, I would highly recommend that you read the questions and then you answer truthfully, because this is a bank. They obviously do a background check on the person that they potentially hire. So you want to be as truthful as possible, because the information that they're asking here is very, very sensitive, and you might want to tell the truth, which is very obvious. Then after that, this is basically another personal information. You can do it yourself: your date of birth, your gender, whatever. So here, this is where we get to the accepting the terms and conditions, and you're basically done with the application. However, I highly recommend that you read through the application before submitting it, because you may possibly have made a mistake or an error or something. Read it through before sending the application through, and then after you're done, you're gonna go back to the company website. If there's another job that you want to apply for, you start applying. I would recommend though that you do not spam the applications, because the system that they're using may get confused, or the more a job advertisement that you apply for, the less likely you are to get hired. So this is basically the tutorial on how to apply for this particular job at this company. Good luck.